The Detroit Lions lose in brutal fashion to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In a revenge game for the Buccaneers, they come to Ford Field and they take care of business. Detroit, who was favored by around 7 going into this game, Tampa Bay, who was banged up on defense and on the offensive line, did enough to come away with the victory. Dan Campbell, after this game, said he cost this team the victory with that coaching blunder at the end of the first half, not being able to get a field goal, which would have changed things. The score is 20-19 all fourth quarter, and all Detroit needs is a field goal instead of needing a touchdown. That was a critical mistake. I place some blame with Jared Goff. Jared Goff played poorly. 2 weeks in a row, he didn't play great. Threw 55 passes this week, 2 picks, and could have had a third one picked off. Could have had another one picked off in week one. He's got 3 interceptions in his first 2 games and only 1 touchdown. It's not looking great. Do I think he'll turn it around? Of course, but this is not what you want to see. Laying an egg week 2, the way we did last year against Seattle after a first week win last year against Kansas City. This year against the Rams. Detroit's got to do better. Their offensive line was not winning at the point of attack for the run game. They didn't get it going until later in the fourth quarter. But it was inconsistent. How do you call 2 times more passing plays than you do running plays? I don't put this on the defense at all. Yeah, there was one defensive lapse where the defensive backs blew coverage, and it allowed Godwin to get a 41-yard touchdown. Outside of that, they gave up 13 points. But even with that, it's 20 points. Aiden Hutchinson with 4.5 sacks. Defensively, they did what they needed to do. They gave up less than 80 yards rushing, didn't give up 200 yards passing, only 1 passing touchdown. This high-powered Detroit offense is what we expected to do. Some promising things this season, and you're going against a team where Tampa Bay's best 2 defenders are not even playing. Vita Vea, gets hurt, and Antoine Whitfield Jr. is not playing. So this was a very disappointing loss. Will the Lions turn it around? Of course they will. Will they get on the right track? Of course I expect them to. But I need Goff to play better. I do not like what I've seen out of him thus far. Amon-Ra St. Brown, was a lot more involved today. Laporta was not, but Amon-Ra St. Brown looked hurt at the end of the game. Jameson Williams caught a couple of good passes for some yards. But this isn't the team we're used to seeing. We're used to exerting our, will with the offensive line, getting the run game going, and then the passing game follows. And this season thus far, we don't even know if Laporta plays for the team with how, not involved he is. Amon-Ra, like I said, had a bounce back game, but 19 targets for those 11 catches. So not the best percentage, Goff has to play better, and Ben Johnson has to call a better game. Some of these plays were a little too cute, and it was horizontal instead of vertical down the field. A lot of short passes when you need bigger gains, and you're putting yourself in third down with having to go for on fourth because of your play calling on second down. So I need the Lions to get things right because Arizona, who, we would have went into it thinking, hey, we expect to beat them the way we expected to beat Tampa Bay and we lost. Arizona is right now currently blowing out the Rams, and Marvin Harrison Jr. just woke up. So what's that going to look like next week? I'm very disappointed. It's devastating. Shout out and credit to Tampa Bay. They deserve it. Vikings are right now in first place after their incredible win over the 49ers. So shout out to the Vikings. Got to give respect. Got to give respect to the Packers who, was able to beat Indianapolis without even having a quarterback. Malik Willis, for all intents and purposes, has not been regarded as a starting level quarterback, and now they still got the win. Detroit falls short. We'll see what Chicago does against Houston, but this is very disappointing. It's a crushing blow, but we got to bounce back. But when things look this bad, I always say it could be much worse.